Okay, it's been 2 months since I picked up this Snowflake new in the box and papers from Steve at Little Treasury Jewelers. And you can see how accurate it is after 2 months. It looks like it's picked up a little over 4 seconds. I'll roll in a still here so you can take a closer look. There's the comparison with the Apple Watch on the left, and you can see, looks like to me about 4.5 seconds or so it has gained in 2 months. Not bad. My diver's watch after 5 months is within about a second. It's insanely accurate. So like anything else, there's a little bit of variation on these spring drives, but Grand Seiko tends to under-promise and over-deliver when they estimate their accuracy on their watches. They tend to be more accurate than what they estimate, and here's another example of that. Very accurate watch. And those of you that say that accuracy doesn't matter, save your comments, because whenever you've been talking about Rolexes in the past, you always talk about the accuracy and superlative chronometer and all of these things. But now when we talk about a watch that's much more accurate, all of a sudden you say that accuracy doesn't matter. You can save those comments because it's pretty ridiculous. A watch is all about keeping time, and the more accurate it is, the better. And then those that are going to chime in and say, well, just buy a quartz watch. I don't want to fool with batteries. I don't want to have to open up the case every 3 years to put a battery in it. So the spring drive is a better option. Now see those scratches right there between 1 and 2, those fine scratches. And of course they show up in this macro photography. And this watch, by the way, I just wiped it off with a microfiber cloth. It's right off of the wrist, so I didn't detail the watch, if you will. These watches are both users. I use them every day. I wear this one during the day for about 6 to 8 hours during the day, and then I switch off, and in the evening, night, and early morning, I'm wearing the diver's watch because it's more legible to my 60-year-old eyes during those hours. So that's my rotation, and I've generally always had a 2-watch rotation. You can see a few little scratches there on the bracelet, but in normal viewing distance, in normal circumstances, the watch looks beautiful. I mean, you don't examine them this close in normal practice. But I will tell you that I did take some polish, and I polished that smooth bezel, and I pretty much got all of those little micro scratches off. Now there's no scratches, or almost no, on the side of the case you can see there. And again, everything's going to show up in these macro photos. And that one little white thing is just a speck of dust. There's some dust and little fine dirt on it. But you're going to see in these next clips after I polished it what the difference is as far as it kind of took those fine scratches that were on that smooth bezel. This is what I use, a premium polishing paste. And I used a microfiber cloth. And you can see they're pretty much gone there between 1 and 2. And even the little scratches that were on the brushed part, I did a little bit of touch up there with the same polishing. And they're pretty much gone. To the naked eye, they are gone. You just don't see them. So you can touch up these watches with a little bit of that high quality jeweler's polishing paste. If you're careful and you get a little scratch, you can kind of touch them up. I'm not one to worry that much about scratches. Again, these watches are everyday use watches. I do not baby them. And for people that say that the titanium scratch is easier than stainless steel, no way. My stainless steel watches in the past have scratched a lot more than this. And my Omega that I had was really scratched up. Remember, this is not ordinary titanium. This is a special alloy that Grand Seiko uses that is 1.5 times harder than the stainless steel that Rolex uses. And it's going to hold up a lot better and, of course, be much more comfortable on wrist. Hey, subscribe and hit that little bell.